Pastor David entered the office after the morning devotion with the team. He had been having a wonderful time with them in the office, but felt a little uneasy about Charles, who insisted they do something about the venue to accommodate more people. He had stood against taking any concrete step towards acquiring a place, even though he knew Charles was right. He had taken the matter before the Lord but heard nothing about it, so he was determined to do nothing until God spoke a decision that did not go down well with Charles, but he knew the man was going to understand with time as he learned to walk with God. The proceeds from CDE sales and the generous donations from the people had helped them greatly. He had a meeting with all the assisting team members and divided the income into percentages so everyone could get by. A gesture that boosted the morale of some of them. Pastor David had been invited to meet with Roland in his office to pray for him and his staff. He resisted going at first, but heard, silently within his spirit, had Jesus ever rejected an invitation? He then apologized and accepted the invitation. He had told Rose that they would be visiting Roland Woodlock, one of the biggest media house owners in America. The invitation humbled Pastor David, but he was not prepared for the surprise that awaited them. As they drove through the gate into the company, he was taken aback by the vast land that housed the media house and the magnificence of the buildings that occupied it. He had never been to such a place. Everyone seemed busy as they labored to cover every story and event. As they got out of the car, a security guard approached them and led them to Roland's office. Pastor David and Rose felt deeply honored all the way to the office of Roland, who was at the door to receive them. "Hello, Pastor and Madam," he greeted, shaking hands with them. "Hello, Mr. Woodlock," they returned. "Please call me Roland," he insisted and led them to a couch in his office, where they all sat. "What would you like to be offered, pastors?" "I'd go with water," Pastor David said while his wife asked for orange juice. They sat in silence until they were all served before Roland began to speak. "Pastor, I must say I am highly honored to have you here at very short notice," he said. "It is our pleasure, anything for the Lord. Was I about to resist, remember? But the Lord told me to come, so I am only obedient to His will," Pastor David said as he lowered the glass cup of water to his mouth. "I spent all night thinking about the commission the Lord gave to you, and I felt the Lord wants me to be a part of it, but in a different way. I know God will be honored to have these teachings and warnings go beyond the border of the church in America to the very ends of the earth, and I strongly feel it is what the Lord will want me to do, offering you media coverage to spread this message further." He saw the pastor and his wife look at each other in surprise, as if it were confirmation of something the Lord must have told them. "I don't know if you have also thought of a bigger place to present your message? I will also give you one of the biggest auditoriums here to do your presentation, and in that case, it will be very easy to stream your teachings." He was surprised that there was no change of expression on Pastor David's face. Rather, he strengthened up and said, "Thank you for the offer, Roland, but I am sorry to say that I have made a promise before God not to do anything without asking Him first. As wonderful as the offer is, I would like to take some time in God's presence to have His approval before accepting it," he said while the wife nodded her head right beside him in agreement. "That is okay by me. You can have all the time you need, but don't hesitate to call me should the Lord find us fit to be used in that capacity," Roland said, humbled at the pastor's reply to his offer. He had met pastors, but these are just very different. He knew without a doubt that Pastor David was a man sent from God. "Do you mind if I show you around the place, and you can pray for us?" he added. Pastor David was amazed by the massive investment in the place and was honored to pray with the staff, who were assembled in one of the auditoriums. The staff around could join in the prayers. There were well over 100. Some others could not join, and estimates put the number at about the same. Pastor David spoke from the Bible about loyalty and the need to do their work with the whole of their hearts, stating that whatever we do here on earth is the fulfillment of our purpose and a service to God and must never be seen as a service to man. He made his speech very short but on point, prayed for them all and for God's covering over the entire business, and they left. On their way back, Rose, after a long silence, spoke. "I am proud of you, honey, and I think God is also proud of you. Thank God for his wisdom. This is a great opportunity. But the owner of the work must be the one to tell me to take it, he said as he applied the brake, stopping before a red traffic light. Ministers can avoid problems if they would listen to God at all times before taking steps. He added, "It is written, as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God." Let us continue to be led by the Spirit of the Lord, and what takes most people out of ministry to bow to the devil will not get us. As they got close to the church, he turned to his wife and said, "This must be strictly between us until the Lord speaks, and please join me in the prayer to have God's answer as touching the request." "Definitely," Rose replied. Pastor David went straight into his office and spent the rest of the afternoon on his face, praying for direction concerning the offer made to them. At the end of the day, he left his prayer position without an answer from the Lord, but he knew God would definitely speak, and until then, he would not take any step.